Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I haven't filmed in this new year, so happy new year, happy 2025. February just started. I think it's time to finally give this little story time about my terrible luck. I hope everyone's having a great 2025 so far, but we gotta talk about it. Keeping my little microphone out today because interview moment, matching my shirt with my microphone cover. We love to see it. As you can see from the title of the video, the FRS broke not once, but twice. And not only did the FRS break, I also broke another car. So that was my life in the beginning of January. It's a little bit traumatizing, I'm not gonna lie. I'm low-key used to my cars breaking down on me because I don't know, when it comes to cars, I don't have the best of luck for whatever reason. Granted, the FRS, oh my goodness, knock on wood, knock on something, has been pretty great this far. Anything that has to do with my wheels, my tires, or my driving height has never been my forte. You know that life. The FRS has been kind of a nightmare lately. If you guys watched my other videos, you guys have seen that my battery in the FRS has been dying randomly. After maybe 2 days, 3 days, the battery will die. I'm not sure what is draining it. I honestly haven't even looked into it. I was used to that, that was the only thing that was kind of iffy on the FRS. I have gotten a new battery before. I know some people had commented to get a new battery. I definitely don't think it's because I need a new battery. It's something draining it and I'm not sure what yet. It didn't even start with the FRS actually. Let's go back to the beginning of January. I'm on my way to work. My dad technically has a spare car that I use for work. I work with kids. So the FRS is not ideal to put in kids in here and babies and big strollers and big car seats. I have a car seat, but I also do baby car seats in here. Thankfully, I was able to use his car for work and then I broke it. It was 7 in the morning on a Monday. A great way to start the week, maybe 5 minutes away from work, and the car just isn't going anymore. It started shaking, started struggling to go. So I pull over and then I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening? I decide to just try and make it to work. Bad idea. Bad idea. It was also right after winter break was over, so all of the schools are back. There was all the morning school traffic. It was terrible. It was a terrible day to break down. It was so congested on the streets. Going to work, I'm going all uphill once I'm off of the freeway. It didn't even happen until I got off the freeway. Decided to keep going because I was like, you know what? It's struggling, but let me just make it to work. I'll tow it from there. Figure it out later. I gotta get to work. So I got off the little side street and I went back onto the main street. I drive maybe 30 seconds. Of course, the car stops in the middle of the intersection. Oh my god, right by this school. So there was a million cars behind me. Thankfully, nobody was honking at me. I think I would have lost it because I was already freaking out that I'm in the middle of the road when there's cars everywhere. Trying not to lose my marbles that I'm already gonna be late for work. Now the car completely stopped in the middle of the road. Completely shut off. Keep turning it back on. Thankfully, it turned back on after a couple tries, but it wasn't going. I was stepping on the gas. It wasn't going anywhere. Pushed this car up this hill to at least get out of the intersection. But there were so many people around me. I was low-key not trying to do that. I was like, oh, please, no. I was just trying to get out of there. So I just started pumping the gas. I was going crazy, punching it with my foot. And for whatever reason, it started moving. It was moving literally centimeter by centimeter. So as soon as I got out of the intersection, I just pulled over to the side. It died and I was like, oh my goodness. There was another little side street coming up. I already had to call my boss. She was like, oh my gosh, I will go to you right now. Able to get it back on. So I start pumping it again. So here I am getting a leg workout going up this hill. The car's moving inch by inch. Yeah, I ended up making it. I had to take a break in the middle because my leg was getting sore. That's how hard I had to pump it. I don't even know if that was the best way to go about it, but that's what I did. As soon as I got over this little street, it completely died. Didn't turn back on anymore. So I called AAA, got it towed. I ended up going to work that day anyways. I just was carless. I didn't need to use my car for work that day. I just needed to get to work and leave work. But RIP Chevy Malibu, you were good while you lasted, but she gone now. She gone. Once me and my dad checked it out, we didn't know what was wrong with it. We took it to his friend that's a mechanic. The engine blew. Engine blown. Engine went kaboom. He gave us a quote to fix it. He gave us his opinion that it's not worth to fix. Even if you fix this, the transmission is next. Do you really want to save this car? And I was like, no, we do not want to save this car that much. So yeah, we're not fixing that car. So RIP to the Chevy Malibu. That sucks so bad. I'm looking up, I have my FRS, obviously. It's not ideal for work, but let me try it. I will use it for work. It's okay. I didn't work the next day. I had to take my dog to the vet early in the morning, loaded up the car. This is where the FRS nightmares come in. I'm maybe 3 minutes into my drive, and then I hear a little clicking sound. FRS makes so many sounds that this was nothing out of the ordinary. I was like, just another sound. People that know my car, all the noises that it makes. Any little turn, any U-turn, anything that I do, the tires rub. It's It's terrible. But not even a minute later, I just hear and then here comes the cluck, 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 cluck. I was like, oh no. I already knew what it was. I've been there plenty of times already. So I just pull over to the side, and this was a super windy day. It's so windy. I got out and I literally couldn't see anything. It was just getting in my eyes. It was so bad. My car is still dusty from that day. I cleaned it. I'm still finding dust and dirt that got into my car because I had the window slightly down. This is because my dog was in here. My face had a layer of dust by the time I left, and that's how I went to the vet. I didn't even look because I was so stressed. Got to the vet with a minute to spare because there was like a cutoff time that I could drop her off. It looked like I had just rolled in the dirt and then just gone to drop her off. I get off and I look, and tire is completely shredded. It's not the FRS fault, even though I say it's a nightmare. It's not. It's all my fault. The fact that it had just happened after I just broke down the day before. What is my look? What does this mean? I was like, no, this can't be happening right now. Call my dad because he was still home. Because normally he works so far and he's gone way earlier than me. I'm like, hey, can you bring my jack and a stock wheel? He was like, about your jack. He took jack to work and he left it there, and he was gonna go get it like either that day or the next day. And I was like, oh, so I have no jack to lift up my car and take this wheel off right now. And my scissor jack that comes with my car, because I've used it so much, not even just for breaking down, I've used it to lift my car because my car with the side skirts is too low to fit a jack. So I would use the scissor jack first, but because I used it so much, it was unusable. So I was trying so hard to make the scissor jack work, and it wasn't. It just wasn't going anywhere. I text Lonzo because his shop is really close by, and I knew he was gonna go snowboarding that day. So I was like, oh, no, he's gonna be gone already. So I texted him, and thankfully he was still home too. He was like, okay, I could go in a bit. So my dad was coming with the stock wheel. Lonzo was gonna come with the jack, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. Start loosening up my lug nuts. Anyways, it was so windy. It was terrible. Since I realized it was from the camber wear, I knew all the other ones were next. Got here, thank goodness, they literally saved my life. I used my dad's car for the day, and he just took my car back home. Made it to the vet. I made it to the vet with 1 minute to spare. My dad brought me the stock wheel. I've been trying to make it work with this freaking scissor jack. Oh my god. So I ordered some new tires, but they weren't gonna come in for another 2 days. Did borrow my brother's car for the rest of the week. Like, okay, I'll figure out the FRS. Decided to just put all my stock wheels on the FRS. You're seeing right here, I'm putting all my stock wheels. I was like, it's fine. You know, I've driven with my stocks before. This happened in the past. It'll be fine. And then it's finally the weekend when I did this. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna drive the FRS, make sure everything is good before I go into work. And I was gonna take my niece and nephew to Disneyland this day. I'm over here ready to go to the happiest place on earth. I break down again on the middle of the freeway. Thankfully, there was not a lot of traffic. I was maybe 20-30 minutes into my drive. I was gonna go pick them up. I just feel a car go left, right, and I was like, oh no. Just pull over immediately. I put my hazards on, going all the way to the right. There was no cars next to me, thankfully. It was scary. Oh my goodness, what if there was cars sitting next to me? And it was not good. That happened. I literally pulled over. I had one tear shed from each eye. I gotta get it together, but I'm about to lose it right now. How is this the third time I'm breaking down in a week? This was all in a week span, and I just couldn't believe it. It was happening again. I was like, no, this was supposed to be such a good day. And it was a great day. It was such a good day after I got that all handled. My stock tire ripped open as well. Again, dude, again. I'm gonna blame it on the ride height, the camber. Those tires have been sitting in my garage for a long time, so I think they're just dry. Another little funny thing, my dad was gonna come again. I don't know what he was doing, that his car didn't start. His truck didn't start that day. It died, and I had the portable charger. Before the thing with my tire happened, my car had died, which was normal to me, and I was gonna jump start it. I was supposed to go meet my cousin at her house. Portable jump starter gave out on me. That thing, I praise that thing. It's so good. It has saved me so many times when my car dies, and it completely stopped working on me. It doesn't even work to this day. It just doesn't work anymore. Not only that, so I had my dad's portable jump starter with me, and then when AAA came, they saw my car. They were like, you know, we don't service this car, right? We don't service modified cars. Get it? I get why they don't, because if they break something, whatever, they could be liable. I did wait for him for like an hour. My tool bag with me, so I took my bumper off. I put the bumper in the car to make it easier to go up on the tow truck. We have the right to like not help you, whatever. And I was like, but please, I need the help. I was like, I need to get to Disneyland. He was cool. He said he was gonna help me. He was very skeptical to damage the car though, but I told him, I was like, I swear this car takes so many hits. Okay, I was like, I swear it's okay. He put the little pieces of wood. It did hit the bash bar a little bit. This thing is meant to get bashed up. It's a bash bar. Shout out Lonzo Works. If you're looking for a bash bar, go get yourself a bash bar. Still went to Disneyland. I just left my car here. Figured out after I'm not gonna ruin the kids' experience because of this. So by then my tires are here. So I go to the tire shop the next day. The tire shop I normally go to was temporarily closed. I have never seen they were temporarily closed. So I couldn't go there. So I found a new tire shop. I was like, hopefully trying a new tire shop doesn't work against my favor. I can't afford that mentally, you know. I can't deal with that right now. That's where we're at right now. Went to Best Tire Shop and the guy actually did tell me that there was a little crack on my barrel, the one that the wheel shredded on. That little bit that I drove on it when I broke down is what made the little crack. He did patch it up in the meantime, but he was just like, just be careful, keep an eye on it. I just got back from Best Tire Shop. That took a while. I got the new tires on, so hopefully, cross your fingers, nothing happens after this because I gotta get to work tomorrow and I can't afford breaking down for the 4th time. So. Look at how this tire slid open. Literally looks like a can opener went all around this thing and sliced it open. My God. It's almost scary on the freeway. I repel all this bad energy from this. Here we are now. FRS has been driving pretty great. I have been using it for work and it's a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie, it is a nightmare. Big strollers, the trunk is tiny. I have to put half of the stroller in the back, half of the stroller in the front seat, put kids in here. That's just me complaining. It's still doable. I'm so lucky that I do have another car that I could use for work, safely take them to where they need to go. I do be driving like this, especially with my steering wheel. It comes off because I have the quick release on there. I'm literally driving like this because I can't go anymore back. So if you wanted to know, the FRS is child friendly. I would say half yes, but get some slim car seats. Get the smallest ones you could find because you're gonna need it for sure. Yeah, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I do have the 240, but the 240 is also not my most reliable. This is supposed to be my reliable car, not the 240. Maybe it's time for a new car. I do want to get a daily. I don't know when. No, give me some suggestions. What's a good daily to get? Preferably 4 doors. I love a 2-door car. I prefer 2-door cars, but give me some suggestions for a new car in case in the future I decide to get one. January felt like a year in itself. I know everyone's been feeling that way. It really was a year in itself. But even with all that happening, I have so many things that I'm looking forward to this year. So that's not bringing me down. I'm so grateful to have this car and that it wasn't much worse and nobody got hurt. I didn't get hurt. I just wanted to give this little story time because I thought it was crazy that back to back to back all these things happen. Yep, that's that's my life.
Thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed it, because I know I did.
And I'm so excited to make new videos. If you guys have any video suggestions, please leave them down below. I'm open to everything. I'm down to try new stuff. I want to change up my style a little bit. Don't forget to check out my brand, streetbliss.co. Got some hoodies for winter, even though I'm in a short sleeve. It's at SoCal winter. It's like 75 degrees right now. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!